Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the charts for Cardano's ADA, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out the Patreon services as well, linked in the description down below. And yeah, we offer a lot more for our Patreon members down in our Discord server, so why not check that out if that's your bag. Right, let's get into this and waste no more time. So this is Cardano paired up with USDT. On the hourly chart, Binance is the data source. And yeah, we did see this huge surge coming up here. If I zoom out a little bit here, you can kind of see how this is a big A, B, C structure, finishing that really good impulsive structure right to the top here, right, finishing that one off. And we are looking for this this correction to come on down. Now, it is possible that this overextends and kind of continues up, but I think there's a higher probability that we are coming down a little bit lower. So we should be very, very cautious. That being said, Bitcoin's leading the way. So if Bitcoin continues to run up a little bit more, then we will see Cardano also run up a little bit more, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we have to be quite cautious with history repeating itself potentially. Obviously, we have got the June hard fork combinator event, and basically this is all going to bring in, you know, lots of scalability and stuff. I've spoken about that in previous videos. You can check those out if that's your bag. But essentially, you know, what we've seen historically is a build up to these events where, you know, there's a lot of I guess price action built in. And then basically there's a sell the news event on the day that it actually occurs. So we should be very cautious. You know, it's not likely to pump afterwards straight away. If anything, it's going to go down. And a lot of these gains that are being put into here are ahead of what is to come. Okay, understand that a lot of this is being baked in for what is the price discovery of the upgrade to Cardano. Okay, and then basically on the actual event, the price will probably pull back down. That's usually what's happened, and there's no reason to think it won't happen differently this time. That being said, you know, once the upgrade is live, I think we're going to see significant price increase with Cardano, and I think ADA is going to do incredibly well, and we're going to start to see a lot more projects launching on the ecosystem, and I think the ecosystem is going to flourish incredibly well. With all of that being said, though, there's a couple of things here that we should probably note. What is going on right now? Well, we do have this kind of structure here. There's nothing really too much to note about that. It is what it is. And we've obviously overlapped by coming back up. But we should acknowledge it's also possible that there's this kind of scenario going on, right? And we're having a correction like this. All of this actually keeps us above this level here. And, you know, we could see a reversal up again, or etc. So, you know, it's possible that we just have some kind of really small corrections, and we come on down quite significantly, right? I think essentially the macro is indicating that we have the potential to drop down to 30 cent. So we should be quite cautious about how we get there, right? No one knows really how you're going to get there. But 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗓 is suggesting that you know, the sentiment in the space is indicating to us, you know, we could reach a low of 30 cent. So on that, we should definitely pay attention to what that sentiment is telling us, and you know, how we should, you know, place ourselves in this space, right? There's definitely going to be some opportunities. We don't want to miss those opportunities, but we also want to make sure we can kind of maximize our profits where we can, right? So essentially, as we kind of track this, it's important that we kind of get this as best we can, or correct the best that we can, right? So understand that we are potentially just tracking a little bit further up to the upside here, and I think, you know, Bitcoin is going to be the decider as to where this actually lands. But we could go up to about 61.8 maybe on the slightly higher scale there. Maybe a little bit more, but what you'd look like would be something like this. Okay, and that would just basically complete that move to the upside there, and then potentially pull back down, and you know, that would put us a little bit lower. If I were to grab hold of this and just move that up to the high, and then just move this up to that 61.8 area. Let me just grab that somewhere around here will do. That would actually indicate to us moving to about 48 cent. Now, there's a couple of areas of support down here already, and so we could really find a good bounce point from there. Nothing moves in straight lines, and as we can see, the Stochastic Rsi is indicating a small push to the upside on the hourly. The 4-hourly has progressed quite a bit to the upside already, so watch that with caution. The 8-hour has come down a little bit, so can go back up, and the daily is progressing down as well. So essentially, we've got Stochastic Rsis, which are the momentum indicator, telling us that we've got a little bit more room to the upside, but chances are there's a higher probability of downside at the moment on those macro time frames. So we should be cautious to say that that is a likely scenario. Now, if I come down here and I actually turn the stochastic off and throw the volumes on, you can, of course, see that basically the volumes have been decreasing ever since we hit that high point just there. And you'll notice that it's only really a small pocket of volume that actually drove that. So it's probably some kind of institution or, you know, a series, a number of players. But basically, you have this decrease in volume. And actually, it's not too bad because you have this increase in volume as we're going up. That's exactly what you want to see normally. Okay, and then when you're coming down, you have a decrease in volume. Okay, and that's exactly what you want to see, because you want to see basically people less likely to sell, okay, during these times of volatility. But with that being said, as we're moving up here, we're also moving down. Okay, that's not what you want to see. It means that this correction doesn't look like it's done yet. Okay, so essentially we have probably a little bit more room to fall as we continue to lower this volume down, and then eventually once you hit that area, probably around that 40 cent range, we get a bounce to the upside and that volume might reverse up. Okay, but we don't know that for certain. It really depends on the space and what is going on at the time, but it does look like we are losing momentum as the price is pulling back down, but that also means that we're also losing momentum even on this little pump just here, and chances are we are likely to continue this motion to the downside overall. Okay, so we should be cautious. We can't jump into the market just yet. I would say that there's a little bit more room to the downside to be had for any kind of dollar cost averaging opportunities, long-term kind of plays and all of that kind of good stuff. So just be aware of those things. Essentially, you know, there's a lot of things to kind of consider. And you know, we are getting quite close. I mean, these are still very, very good prices regardless. So depending on how you are as a retail investor, you might just think, oh, I don't want to watch the charts for the next, you know, 2 months or whatever. I'll just slowly work my way in, and that's also a really good strategy to have, in my opinion. Now, if I come up into our daily, here you can see the macro structure, and the thing with this that we've got to consider is that this low point down here, is just our bounce point. We move up. We might move up a little bit more, and you know, we end up with these kind of low targets that kind of come in here. So you know, I'm all for moving the price of Cardano up, but at long term, it isn't exactly looking great. I don't think this is the bottom. We haven't got a clear wave count here. This is just the bounce of the wave, and so we'd end up looking at something like this. And you know the ABC structures, right? So essentially you end up with this kind of zigzag structure here. It's something that's not too dissimilar to what was going on over here. We bounced up, we pulled back down. Now that was a short one, so it doesn't have to come down as low as it was indicating there at 22 cent. 30 cent is also a really good key area for us. And as you can see, this is being our main bounce point right up here. And now we're talking about the sub bouncing. So, okay, so essentially, yeah, we're looking really, really good for this kind of zigzag to come in and get completed. And at the moment, that's looking pretty healthy. So from this, once this is done, I would expect some kind of impulsive structure to emerge, and we'll slowly work our way out of this this downward move, and we should put us in a really, really strong position going further forward on Cardano's ADA. Now, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.